RS domains. So we are doing with the oncology related studies. This is the oncology solid tumor studies most of the time. So first we need to identify what type of cancer drug we have and what is the clinical trial we are going to do. So first TU domain. So TU domain nothing but so how you are identify the subject or the patient having that specific type of cancer. So your drug is working some lung cancer. So you need to check whether the subject having that lung cancer or not, right? So then only we'll recruit that type of the specific type of cancer patients into our study. Then we treat it with our oncology drug, and if it is working or not, we will check. So that is the process of any clinical trial. So if you have a lung cancer drug and you are, not taking the brain cancer related patients, right? So in this TU domain, so how you are identify, what are the methods you use to identify the particular subject having that particular type of cancer? So how can we identify whether the subject having that particular cancer? So by using MRI, CT scan, X-rays. So these are the methods we use to identify that subject having that cancer. So these methods and the location and the procedures using information we stored in the data set called TU. Okay, so TU domain containing this information. So as per the resist criteria, so one criteria like CDISC criteria, solid tumor, they created one standard called resist. Resist nothing but response evaluation criteria in solid tumors. Okay, so as per this guideline, all the solid tumors were categorized into two main categories. One is target lesions, another one is the non-target lesions. So as per the RECIST criteria, which lesions means tumors are measurable, those we can call it as targeted lesions, and which tumors we are not able to measure, those tumors or lesions we can call it as non-targeted lesions. So lesions are nothing but abnormal changes in an organ or in tissue due to the injury or disease. So abnormal changes were happen to the organ, right? So the cells or the particular tissue we can call it as lesions. Okay. So targeted nothing but which are measurable. So size should be greater than 10 millimeter size, and as per this guidelines, maximum of 5, maximum 2 per organ, and the short axis lymph node is greater than 15 millimeter. Okay, so this is a criteria to consider that lesion is a targeted lesion. Non-target nothing but we are not able to measure. Sometimes in-depth brain we have, in-depth liver. If you find some tumor and we are not able to measure some tumors in the blood or some sensitive parts. Okay, so that type of tumor or lesions we can call it as non-targeted, which size should be less than 10 millimeter size. Okay, so these are the two main lesions we will consider in case of solid tumors. Okay, so just I'll show some data set snapshots. So here you can see non-targeted, targeted. Non-targeted, they will give the link ID variable like NT1, NT2, NT3, how many tumors you are able to identify. Those are, we will give the numbering like this, and targeted lesions like T1, T2, T3 numbering we have to give it. So in this you can see where the location it was found, which method you are using. TU location variable, it is a TU domain, and which method you are using to identify. So that method you need met in the TU method. Okay. And in case of TR, the measurement. So TU nothing but identification. TR nothing but so measure where how much size of the tumor. So in case of a target tumor, okay, so we are measuring the measurement. Non-tumors, we are not measuring. So targeted lesions T1, T2, 3, right? So in this, so we need to find. longest diameter, sum of the longest diameter and shortest diameter of the tumor. So along with this one, which one is short, which one is the longest diameter size. So the value you need to mention TRORRES and the units you mentioned in the TRORRES U nothing but units. Okay. So we'll see these variables step by step, just giving the idea about TR. And here you can see non-targeted. We have to measure whether it is a present or absent or available or not available. Okay, non-target domain size was small and we are not able to measure. So that time the response should be whether the lesions are present or not. We will mention in the variable TRORES. Okay, that TR test is tumor state. Okay, and in case of RS, so we already done some tables based upon the responses. Okay, complete response, partial response, stable disease, progressive disease, not available like that. So after treating with our drug, so what are the response given by the tumor? So for example, 1 month treatment of our cancer drug, if the tumor is completely disappeared from the body, so that response we can call it as complete response. Some 70 to 80% it was decreasing the size of the solid tumor, we can call it as partial response. So instead of decreasing, increasing, nothing happened, the size remaining stable, so that response we can call it as SD, stable disease. Instead of decreasing the size, if it is a increasing the solid tumor after treating our drug, so that response we can call it as progressive disease, PD. So if you are not able to measure, not able to evaluate, not applicable, so that type of response we call it as NE, like that. Okay. And so mainly two types: targeted, non-targeted, and one more type also there, new tumors. Okay. So targeted tumors I already told you, which are able to measure. So which are able to measure at what? So before starting the trial, means at the time of baseline, we are measuring the tumor. For example, one tumor has 7 size. So at the time of baseline before treating the drug, then gradually we are treating with our drug and again we are checking the size of the tumor. Okay. So for example, here you can see a patient clinical trial, three large lung tumors. These three large tumor as a targeted tumor. These size of tumors is measured regularly to track whether shrinking or remain stable or growing. Okay. So tumor that selected at baseline to be measured tracking over time. So use it to overall treatment and the progression of the tumors. Okay. So size should be MRI evaluated using RECIST criteria. So non-target tumors are not able to measure at the time of baseline, and we are checking whether it was present or absent. Okay, with no size tracking, because these are not able to measure. We just checking whether it is a present or absent. At the time of baseline, it is present. After treatment, absent or present. Okay, so three long targeted tumor patient have smaller nodules in the liver. So we can't check the liver. So those classified as non-targeted tumor. The doctor monitor them but not measured precisely. Some of the new tumors are present. So new tumors are nothing but, for example, at the time of baseline before treating our drug, so we have found four targeted tumors. But once we started giving our oncology drug, so we can see the along with the targeted some new tumors also you can find, because the disease was progressing, means the disease was increasing. So that new tumors are founding in the sense before taking the drink, four are there. But while treating, if we can see five or six, that means two newer tumors were appeared during the treatment. That means what? So, treating our drug or due to some patient behavior, the new tumors were producing. Tumors that appear after treatment has started, which were not present at baseline. Okay. What is it indicating? Disease was progressing, means increasing, due to our treatment discontinuation or due to our new drug. So that means what? So progressive disease according to the RECIST. So example, after 4-month treatment, a new lesion was detected in the liver. The lesion was classified as a new tumor. Okay. So this is just giving the overview before starting our TU, TR, RS programming. So TU nothing but location identify, TR nothing but measurement, RS nothing but response given by the tumor. Okay. So now we can start our TU programming. So just header part as well as this one. So one more library also I'm going to create this Sdtm. So where our store. Okay. Yeah. So here the raw data set. So you can see here. So NL. So what this page containing, you can see new lesions. Okay. So NTL is containing what? Non-targeted lesion information. And so TL nothing but, so what it containing? Targeted lesions information. So we have seen three types: non-targeted, targeted, and new lesions. Okay, we have three data sets: NL, NTL, and TL. Okay, and TTM. This was different. So we can handle these three data sets and we will map the TU related domain. Okay. So what we do, just to go to the implementation guide. So where the tumor identification related data set, TU related data set. Okay. So here this is a TU specification. So first we will focus on mainly required and expected. Later we will keep the permissible variable checking. Okay. Yeah. Kill the work library dataset before starting our program. So first, so I am focusing on new lesions. So where it is in the NL. So here the page you can see new lesions. Okay. So what are the information they containing? So here this is the NL, right? So go to the NL page. Yeah. So here NL. So are there any new lesions in the last assessment? So how it is? So this is the new lesson ID. So where is the site? It was fine. Like 10 sites it given 1, 2, 3. And site specify description of the location and which method and any method modification or any date. Okay. So this information was collected. 10 sites, 10 times it was taken like site 1, site 2, site 3 like this. Okay. So site 1, site 2 description like this, 10 times it was taken. Yeah, so we can handle this one. So data, so new lesions, right? So NL, new lesions, set the raw data set NL. Okay. So here you can see this variable. So are there any new lesions since last assessment? Yes or no is there, right? So here this section. Are there any new lesions since last assessment? If it is yes, then only we collected this information. If it is no, it was not collected. You can also check this line. If it is no, all the information is blank only. Okay. So all the information of this particular subject. So the new lesson was not found 7001004. So in programming, so no need to consider which are not having the information. So this variable is equal to is information only we take into the consideration. Okay. Because new lesions were found or not, we will check. Yeah. So we have three subjects having the new lesion information. So now here. So directly we go with, after collecting all the information clubbed together, we will handle this common variable. So first we will focus on this test CD, tumor test CD. Okay. So tumor test CD equal to, so here you can see testing can be larger, this one. Example tumor identity. Okay. This control terminology we will check once. Go to the documents. So in this, yeah. So here you can see tumor identification purpose. They given some short name, tumor identification, only to see the assumption reent. Okay, let me see. Here you can see they given some example in this. It is a tumor identification. We can give the tumor test CD equal to tumor identification and the tumor test TU test. They given so many examples. So we can follow that example as per the standard. Tumor identification Okay. So next TORRES equal to, so we have, this is a non-targeted, not targeted. This is a new lesions, right? So here the example we have there, the new. Okay. So new. So next, if you see here, this one. So lesion ID. So lesion ID, LES. Yeah. So lesion ID. So description you can see lesion ID. So lesion ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10 there. Okay. Lesion ID 1 here, lesion ID 2 here, and this one. So the lesion ID. So the related site and the related description, etc. They will capture like this way. Okay. So method 1 and method any modification. So whenever it was a lesion 2, so that information was captured here. Lesion 3, lesion 4, lesion 5 up to how many lesions they collected? 10 lesions. Lesion ID 10. So this was collected not in a single column. So it was collected in a different 10 column. So what I do here, so in future we may get the data. So array. So A I am giving 10. Okay. So lesion ID 1 description. So next 2, next 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 and this was the 7, 8 and 9 and this was the 10. Okay. So lesion ID 10 you will assign in the array. So next array B site related. Okay. So first one is here. So lesion. Next site related. So sites also 10 sites are there. So we just copy this and paste it here. So array name B10. This place we just replace as, now you can see site 1 description, site 2, site 3 up to site 10 description. Okay. So next C. So method. So which one method they use? CT scan or X-ray, etc. Right? So we will mention this one. So wherever the site is there, it replace with us word. Okay. So method 1 description, method 2, method 3, like that. Okay, up to 10. So next, Next here image date. Okay, so date 1, date 2, date 3 when it was collected. Okay, so just array this one. This MOD we can replace with image data. Image date 1, date 2, date 3. Image data 1, data 2, right? Okay. So underscore disk not needed. So image 1, image dat 1, dat 2, dat 3 and up to 10. Okay. So A, B, C, D. Next. So array E, we have a 10 and we'll see here. This is a site description. Any specific site information there, so they will collect in the variable site sp1 sp2. Whenever we have some other site is there, so that time only we can see the specific site. Like we have seen the race variable, if it is a race is other, so the specific race is you can find. So whenever the disposition reason was happen in other, so then there was, some text was written by the doctors. That text we can populate in the specific site. Okay, so wherever any variable you can see other, the related specific reason we have find. So how it is, some drop down is there in the tab or in the form. So if the drop down that value was not present, so they will keep it as a other. What is that other? We can find in the uh, this variable. Okay, some applications also, if you see some, what is your university, if drop down, if your university was there, you can fill that. If your university was not there, what we do, so we can select other and we have to write in another column what is your university study. Like in the similar way the crf also collected. So if the site was predefined in the protocol, they will click mention that thing, otherwise they will write the other, and the other information was written in another section. Okay, so here the site sp1, so other specified site. So we have 10 sites specific there, each site there is a specific site. So what we do, so it will end with the number, right? So you can also write site sp1 to site sp10. But if you can't give this thing like this, because here one, so it should be end with the numeric, then only we will directly give 1 to 10. Okay, so array f 10. So next here the description. Okay, so description also 1 to 10. Next array. So here method, specific method. Okay, so now we have defined everything. We will write one by one. So do I equal to 1 to 10. So we will start the loop. So one by one element, it will go into the loop. So first one element go into the loop, second next to second element, third element, while iterating the loop. So one by one it will go. So whenever it will go to the one, means everything site one, modulate one, imaginator one. So this will consider. Okay. So that time, if the A in the sense, so this A array, so the first element it will go into the loop. Okay. So first element I means the 1 or 2, 3 like that. So not equal to missing, then do. So what means? So whenever it go to the A1 what result, this is A1, this is A2, this is A3 like that. So one by one it will go. So that variable not equal to missing information, then here the variable called link ID. Okay, this is a expected variable. Okay, so this link ID, so the link ID should be a this one. Means once it was coming from, if it is reserved A1, the A1 variable. If it is reserved 2, it was 2. It is a 3, 3. Like that it will resolve. Okay, if the B related variable, so not equal to missing, then what is the B related? So these are all the location related. Okay. So first one is the link ID related. So LES ID something. So you can see LES ID. So this is a this variable lesion ID they are mapped as the link ID. So this B related. What is the B? The site related information. They are going to map it as a location. So here you can see location. Here you can see they give an example lever also. You can also see some lever and other. Okay. So TU location equal to TU location is equal to so B of this I. Okay, what happened? So one, two, three, like that. It that loop will you know iterating. So once it was resolved as one, so the one, two, three, like that it was going to map here. In the same way, if it is a C, so the C related information what? So method related. So that is why TU method we have to map. Yeah. So which method? This is expected variable. MRI CT scan related information. So here it is a C. C related array. It was resolved. Next, if it is a D, so DI, then the D nothing but what? Date related. Okay. So D date. TU DTC. So TU DTC, the D variable, you can see how the information was collected. So this is a numeric variable. Okay, so we try to convert them into the character because the implementation guide, so they are expecting in a character version. So what we do every time one date will come. So what we do? So we convert them into character by using put function, put of this one, comma, YYMMDD 10. Okay. So next, if E. I, so not equal to missing, then do. Okay, so E related, the site specific related. If it is not, so I am creating two new variable. So we'll see PU location W AR5 PU location row wise LOC. This E wise I. Okay, here you can see E related, the site specific, A related, so the lesion ID. Okay, E site specific was Azure. So we will run up to here. After that one, we'll see later. Yeah. So let me run this one once. There is a to undo, to close. Where we have started our do and end. One more end needed. There was one unclosed to block. One, this end, and then and output. Okay. So we have started with the do here, right? So one more end is there. So now NL data set, you can see. So if only the one site information there, that site information was there. If the two sites information is one by one, it was appended. So for example, in site two information also there, that information also they was appended here. Okay. Yeah. So for example, here the CT imagine the date is there. So that date was captured here. Okay. Now next. So and so first end here, right? Next F related description, right? So we will handle this one. If the F I, so each time the loop will iterating one by one. So if it is not missing, then do the descriptive variable. Yeah. F is related to the description. So description, describe. So we can write like this. Describe W A of I and describe R So any specific there, so we can give this F. So main information is available, then only the side information we have to populate. Okay. So once this F was done, next we will move to the G. So this specific region. So just copy this one and paste it here. So it is a GI. So what is this? G related MOD SPI method specific, I think. The method modality specific. Okay, fine. So this I am giving. So this was A and this was G. Next end, output and end. So no need this lesions. So NL data set now we have. So tumor location, method, date, and this one. So specific region, any specific region was presented here. Here you can see site SP1, site description. So this is the location, and if the other location is there, the other location related one variable I created for the specific region, location R, and so new relation. Yeah, so this is a new lesson related handling. So in a similar way, we need to handle the targeted lesions and non-targeted lesions. After handling of this, all these things, we can combine the data together and we will form the final data set. Okay. So this is NL, and next we will focus on the NTL. Okay. NTL. So NTL containing what information? Non-targeted lesion related information. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. So we'll start the non-target also. So non-targeted. So non-targeted lesions, first we will check here. So non-targeted region, if you see here, the page name non-targeted lesion. So non-targeted region, whether it was collected or not collected information, you will see here this variable. So was there any non-target lesions present at the time of screening? Okay. So this was, if the information was not collected, so this was collected at the time of screening or not. Okay. So now, was there any non-target lesion was at the screening? Okay. So directly also we can take, no need to think this one. So NL, Last assessment. Okay. This was at the uh, baseline. Screening time. Okay. So screening time, we can separate it out first. So data NTL1 set, raw data set NTL. If not equal to missing related records, first we will take. So NTL1, 10 observations, not missing related record, whether it is yes or no, so you can ignore. But if it is the information was yes or no information, so we will collect and keep a one data set. Okay, so here we just drop the variable. The modality display. So I'll tell you what is the use of to dropping this one. So 1 to 10. So 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So along with this variable, you just drop the variables. This also short form of this one. MOD 1 to 10. And image data. The data also you just drop this variable. Okay. Keep this data set aside. This containing what? This information not equal to related variable. And after that one, just sort this data set by subject number. Now again, the data NTL2 set the same, but here, so we need to consider equal to missing related records. Okay, so not equal to related, we are keeping in this data set. Equal to related data set, we are keeping here. So in this, we just keep the variable subject number, and so this variable, what are we dropping, right? So we just keep all this information here, and we just run and see. So NTL2, now you can see which are having missing that variable information. Okay. And here NT1, so those information we are dropping. So let me check the NTL ones. Correct. So just we will sort the data set once. Just I'm checking. Test set raw data set NTL. run. Okay, so I'm just keeping the variables, these variables, just sort this by here. We'll check. So now you can see uh, this subject. Okay, so two subject. So the information why here and the date sixth and this one. And in case of the fourth subject, so the information was collected here. So if it is a missing data, so we will find the fifth November and 3rd December and that related latest data. So if it is a Y, this one. So that is why what we do. So not equal to missing records, and we are keeping, so not equal to missing records in the sense. So this type of records we keep into the data, and we are removing all these variables, like first baseline related variables we are removing, and in the other data set we are keeping the latest data. Okay, so in this data equal to missing data, so we are keeping the method or the latest data. So wherever this was not equal to missing, so we are keeping into the another data set. So you can see the subject 002, we have three records. So that latest two records we are keeping into another data set, and this record we are keeping into another data set. Okay. So now we are merging these two data set together. NTL3 merge of this NTL1 and NTL2 by subject number if A and B, and run. So now the NTL3 has only 6 subjects, and that too you will find all the information here. So the dates and whether it is a yes or no information also we can see. So only you can see the yes information. So where the dates were there with subject. So here the test data set you will find wherever it is a no, this subject we are not including. And the missing information also we are keeping side by side. So this record when one data set and these two records one data set, we never merging. So this information we are tracking. For example, 74402 you will see. Yeah, two records are there. In these two records, you will see 2nd Jan and 25th. So this date and this date is equal. Okay. So wherever you can see here, fourth subject. Okay. So fourth subject, we will check how it is. This has two records. The dates you can see. First date 5th and 3rd, 5th and 3rd, 5th and 3rd. So latest date you can see 5th and 3rd. And this was first imaginary date 11th September 2019. I think the date is not needed. Okay, first imaginary date is 9th, 5th November. Okay, so this was so this is a screening time date, so that was not needed. Whenever the next imaginary date means the scan of the particular tumor date was there, that was captured in this format. Image one, image two, image three dates we are considering like so the tumor image date. Okay, so we can handle this non-targeted tumor related programming in tomorrow's class as well as targeted domain also we can do like this. Okay, so how we are handling the so 10 sites, 10 imaginary date, 10 description, 10 lesions, how we are macrotizing. In a similar way, we are going to do for the non-targeted as well as targeted. Once all the data sets we are handling in that way, we can set together and frame one data set in the data set. So you will find like this in the final data set, you will find like this, all the non-targeted